I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist James Gregorio.
And we have a weather impact alert.
Yep.
Again.
Yeah, we think that we're going to, smooth sailing, we
Yeah,
got a
right.
nice easy week, and then boom, 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 right?
Well, but it's just for the cold.
Yeah.
And that's it. No severe weather is expected, of course. But cold temperatures, as you've probably felt, have been coming in throughout the day on that wind. And tonight will be the coldest night. We do not have one for tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, but it's only going to be a couple degrees warmer on Wednesday morning than it will be on Tuesday morning. So just a heads up as far as that goes. 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. is our weather impact alert. And again, that covers for the coldest temperatures that we're going to see out there. The kids heading to the bus stop in the morning, Chilly. Coming home's not bad.
No,
But
especially in the sun.
The sun makes all the difference in the world, and we have plenty of that.
Right, and the wind is dropping out, so that tomorrow 60 degrees for a high will feel like 60 with less wind.
Yeah, by the afternoon.
Yeah.
Now, I've noticed the wind forecast for tonight does not drop off all the way.
Right.
I mean, maybe 6, 7, 8 mile per hour winds in the morning.
Right.
But leading up to that, say 2, 3, 4 in the morning, we still have a little bit of a breeze. And I mentioned that because it's out of the north and the northwest, and that's off the water, and that also helps to mix up the air.
Yeah.
So now we're talking a little bit warmer than what we could be. And so then we kind of focus on Wednesday morning because Wednesday's clear skies and light winds, better radiational cooling. And so even though the air is trying to moderate a little bit by Wednesday, because of that fact, I think it's going to be ballpark. So 34-degree dew point. That is dry. It's only 53 degrees right now.
Yeah, I know.
That is cool for us, all right?
And that's actually where we should be. That's even cooler than where we should be for the low temperature.
Yeah. Was it 55? 55 is the average low temperature this time of the year. We're sitting at 53. We do have double nickels, as they like to say, for Riverview and Lakeland. 60 out in Frostproof and 59 right now in Sebring. But at the same time, we have for tonight into tomorrow morning, the purple that you see there. And those are freeze warnings for most locations. So if you have any plants that survived the cold that we saw most recently, you want to go ahead and get those covered up for tonight. All right? Because most areas, in fact, I'll zoom in here now, most areas away from the water are going to be near freezing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I live northwest Hillsborough, right where the blue and the purple meet. And the blue, that light blue is what's called a cold weather advisory. It's just saying it's going to be cold outside tomorrow morning, wind chills, that type of thing. I'm not covering anything
freezing,
up because I pretty much lost everything I didn't cover up last
Right, you
night.
got nothing left to cover.
So you'll see us say, hey, cold air, cover your plants. Well, that's the ones that you saved.
Right.
So if you've been doing it at this point and you saved some, you want to do that again for tomorrow morning. Here's that forecast. And temperatures quickly down through the low 50s into the 40s for tonight. So just about everybody about 10 o'clock should be in the 40s. And then as we get into, it looks like now, past midnight, we really start to drop out. Now, we think Tampa itself is going to stay in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. It's not going to be that much cooler, but that's by the water. All right? And so those normal cold spots north and east of Tampa, that's where we're going to see the coldest number. So you can see that light blue up there, Hernando, Citrus, Pasco County. That's the cold stuff. 34, Mulberry.
Yeah, Arcadia's not too great either on the southern side of that. We get a little further inland.
All the way
Wauchula,
down.
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, 42 in Clearwater, 33 in Arcadia.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a difference, right? Amazing when you got no influence of the water, right? You talk about those northwestern winds, kind of moderating everything coming over the water. Gulf temperature, 63, I think we just showed. So it's been teetering at 63, 64. You don't have that sort of protection in Arcadia or Wauchula, Lakewood Ranch to some extent, Yeah,
and the cold air just kind of drains, up north, like the Carolinas, we talk about cold air damming.
Yeah, right.
We kind of have a similar thing that happens. We don't have mountains, obviously, here, but we do have a similar thing here in Florida where you get the cold air kind of draining down into this interior section of the peninsula. So it does get a lot colder there, and if that's why, look, 33 in Arcadia, and you've got, just go to the west, you got 41 in Lakewood Ranch and over in Sarasota. So that's a big difference right there. So those are the areas that have seen the cold before. This is nothing new. But that's for tomorrow morning. So, again, be prepared for that. They do have cold weather shelters open. Hillsborough and Pinellas, I think. I'm not sure if Pasco does. But here's the deal. It's not going to last long. So tomorrow we get up into the low 60s. But, again, tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. And Wednesday at 71 looks great.
Yeah. Right.
But it's going to be chilly as we wake up tomorrow morning. So here's the forecast again for tonight. And that's tomorrow morning, right? So notice these numbers. And then look at Wednesday morning. it's not that much warmer.
Very similar. In fact, Arcadia is colder Wednesday morning
Yeah.
than it is tomorrow morning.
Right.
So, yeah, I think one of the differences you see up in the Nature Coast, it is Crystal River a little bit milder Wednesday morning than tomorrow morning. But you're kind of splitting hairs. There's not a significant difference anywhere, really.
Right. So that's the forecast. So now if we back up, we go and show you your forecast for tomorrow. You see that cold start, but then 60 degrees. I mean, now look, we should be 75 for a high temperature this time of the year. And we'll be lucky to get 60 tomorrow. So that's 15 degrees. That is a big cool down.
Yeah.
And then the winds will drop out, as you were saying.
Right. But thankfully, tomorrow's it. We're a little bit below the norm on Wednesday, but 71 is a lot better than 60.
And in some areas, I mean, Hernando, parts of Pasco won't even get out of the 50s tomorrow. So we're talking low to mid 60s down south. There again are your Wednesday morning temperatures. Remember, they're not much different than what we're going to wake up to on our Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, right? And then after that, look at the lows. All right, Tuesday morning, 38, 40. On Wednesday morning, again, ballpark, but good 10 degrees warmer by Thursday morning, and then above average, 57 now is where we should be in the mornings. And so, 38 is a big difference from that. And then you look at the highs, we actually look really, really nice. I was looking at this today, and you said, you've got 2 feet of snow at your house in New Jersey right now.
And a partially bent fence. So which you can't do anything with until the snow kind of, So a post that needs to be reset probably, and we'll see.
And meanwhile, back at the ranch, we've got upper 70s to near 80 degrees all the way through the weekend. Now, we do have a rain chance as we get into the weekend. Well, I'll show you that coming up. I wanted to show you the winds here. This is this morning, and notice how they've tried to come down a little bit throughout the afternoon, but it's still up. And see that over land, it really dropped out. And then for tomorrow, we're going to flip the script there, and we're actually going to see a little less wind. I still think, and here's the key, that's the morning hours. That's 7 a.m., and because we have still a little bit of a breeze, that's going to mix the atmosphere up, and we don't get all the cooling that we could get. Now, in the afternoon, it goes northeast to kind of north and northwest, so I just went with the north wind. And sometimes you'll see me do that. I'll put 15 to 10, these numbers here. And that's me saying that's 15 in the morning, dropping down to 10 in the afternoon. And in fact, this is 5 to 10 in the late afternoon hours. That's actually 11 o'clock tomorrow night, so that's even less. But you get the idea. The winds are coming down altogether. Now, there's the rain. So Friday, this is pushed back to late Friday night into Saturday, and it looks like the bulk may now be on Saturday morning, and a lot of it before the sun even comes up. But some of it will linger in the morning on Saturday. So Friday, Friday afternoon and evening, we've got a 30% chance for rain, and then a 40 to 50% chance on Saturday. Thursday, between now and Thursday, we're all good. That's 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Look at all the rain up in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. And then it falls apart, kinda.
And then it sort of falls apart, but then that front gets hung up. And so sort of stationary. And that's why I think it's sort of just a focal point for some of that moisture to gather along. And thankfully it does, because that's, I think, helping to juice up our totals a little bit.
Right, for the drought.
Yes.
Absolutely, we need that. But this is 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. We already have some rain in the area.
Yeah.
So we're all going to have some rain there. And then there is 6 a.m. on Saturday.
Right?
Yeah. But when it sits there, that's a good, well, it depends on how you look at it.
Right.
But there's your front. It's not going this way. It's not going that way. That means that this cold air that's sitting up here is not coming south. All right? The front is blocking it. So it's not, when you see this get hung up and we end up seeing rain 2 days in a row, because the front's hung up, it's not like the front was here and then the front just blew through and came down here, like we just saw. Right? So as a result of that, we do not get a bunch of cold air from this. Now, we'll see if this changes, but that's why this number here, that's why you see. So this is Saturday morning with some rain, right? Look at that, Saturday at 77, but Sunday 79.
Right. So
it's even warmer behind that.
So as I like to say, I've been saying every cold front over the last 3 months, it's been one or the other. You've either gotten cold air with it, or you've gotten a little bit of rain with it. But you really haven't gotten both with a cold front. It's one or the other, and this one is a perfect example. Nice shot of rain, no cold air.
No cold air, yeah.
Right.
And then eventually, look, a lot of folks have been asking me, is like, this cold snap, you see the red right there, first thing tomorrow morning. Is this the last of it? And I think yes. Last of it is that cold. And the reason why I say that is because we can see, 5 to 10 with pretty good accuracy at this point, 5 to 10 days out. But we can also see out through like March 11th. And I don't see anything really cold. And by that time, it's hard.
Yeah.
for the atmosphere to make enough cold air to get all the way down here by March 11th.
And even if it does, it's going to moderate, so it's just not going to have the dynamics with it, the oomph with it, the cold air behind it, all the above.
And also with these numbers, I mean, look at these temperatures up near 80 degrees, and look at those overnight lows, right? They're where the water temperature is now.
Right.
So the water temp's really going to come up, and so in about a week and a half, that's going to be pushing 70 degrees for water temps out there. So then trying to get cold air coming in. After that, it's even harder to do. So, all right, let's take a quick break. 4:40. When we come back, we're going to talk, which I can't believe we did this long without talking all that snow. We mentioned it a little bit. It is Old House, right? We're going to go with some blizzard. Lots of blizzard conditions up to the north. Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Just doing a little research here, taking a look at what's going on.
Yeah, and so this big storm, now, a lot of folks tried to travel today, or even yesterday, to be honest with you, to the north and the east. And clearly that has caused a problem. There are thousands of canceled flights in and out of the Northeast right now with one of the biggest snowstorms they have seen. In fact, if I remember 1978, and I was in I was in Washington or south of Washington, D.C. at the time. We had a great big one. I think 77 we had a big one too. But it looks like now some spots in New England have seen more now, and they've broken the record of snowfall totals from 1978 with this nor'easter that's up there right now. So if I get all that kind of out of the way and just show you the last 36 hours, all right? Last day and a half. And you see it started out a lot of rain across the Carolinas and Virginia, even Delmarva, and then it turned to snow, and we're talking Ocean City, Maryland, Delaware. Yeah. Those places where it started as rain are just adding up the snow in almost feet at this point.
Well, it started as rain, and then as the storm became more dynamic and stronger, it was pulling more cold air, and then really kind of transitioned over. As the storm was bombing out and becoming stronger, then it was all snow.
So most of the flights in and out of New York, Newark, JFK, all those airports were
those wonderful airports.
We're just about to, right. So the American hockey team, the men's hockey team, had to be rerouted. They landed in Miami.
Just
this afternoon,
2-3 hours ago, a couple hours ago.
They landed in Miami. They're going to go out. I think Korean barbecue there tonight in Miami. It's like they're just going to stay down there because they can't get there. Right. So they're kind of stranded. So they're going to party their butts off, as you can imagine, in Miami tonight. And
not a bad place to be for that.
It is not, especially with the weather, right? And they'll enjoy that weather. For the locals, it's like, it's kind of chilly. Sorry about the luck when you got here.
Well, when you lose a couple teeth in the third period and continue to play, a couple cold ones in Miami, you got to seem like
65 degrees is not a problem. Not a problem at all.
So maybe he might want to try and open a beer bottle with his teeth. He's already missing half a tooth anyway.
Gonna get some new ones.
Exactly.
Shaped up. So, anyways, we do have some stuff here I wanted to show you. What do we have? Do we have the package? Because we've got some video, we got some live cams. Let's start with the package. It kind of sets the stage. It explains what's going on out there. Then we'll take a look at some live pics.
Heavy snow and fierce winds are battering the Northeast. Multiple states, including New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, have declared states of emergency, with predictions of up to 1 to 2 feet of snow and possible coastal flooding.
This is a very serious storm that has the potential to be a historic nor'easter.
Ahead of the storm in Boston, supplies were in short supply.
Sleds, shovels, ice melt, ice chippers, and everything is sold out everywhere.
A ban on non-essential travel is in effect here in New York as the city faces its first blizzard warning in nearly a decade.
You need to be prepared for the worst.
Air travel is at a near standstill at many airports in the Northeast. FlightAware shows nearly 3,500 flights were canceled Sunday and more than 7,000 delayed, with even more delays and cancellations today.
They canceled my flight and we're currently on a standby list, but I'm 20 in line.
The snow and ice also creating treacherous conditions on the roads.
I've been sliding through pretty much every light, unfortunately.
Prompting warnings from this plow truck driver.
Stay home, be safe, keep everybody else safe.
This latest storm comes as much of the region was thawing out from last month's so-called snowcrete.
I'm sick of the winter. I want it to be all done.
Relief could come soon, with warmer temperatures forecast by the end of the week. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, so she was saying snowcrete, and what had happened was, and I know my mom in the D.C. area, they got a lot of snow. They got a pretty good amount of snow, but then they got about a 2-inch layer of sleet and ice on top of that. And that protected the snow underneath of it.
Yeah.
And encased it. It's been there. We were in D.C. last weekend, and it was covered with snow still. They warmed up a little bit this week to start to that melting process, and now this happened again. But as they said in the package, the temperatures are going to warm up, and there's going to be a lot of Mother Nature clearing the snow versus what happened the last round. So friends and family.
But this one's still a very heavy, wet snow, kind of a cardiac snow.
Very wet.
So if anyone's out there trying to shovel, you got to be super careful. Use your knees. Use your, try not to use your back as much, and take frequent breaks.
Do we have some live pics? Let's go to Times Square. Which I was hearing somebody describe it earlier, like there's not that many people, but the snow has stopped there now, and it should be done for New York City right now. But you can see people are starting to come back out. Got some tourist buses out there. I mean, look, as a tourist, especially as a Floridian, I'd love to go up there and see the snow.
See Times Square in the snow, right? Yeah.
And it's a walkable city.
Well, if you don't make it, I have a picture of the Flatiron Building, which is a famous building in New York City, in the snow in my apartment. So you come on over and take a look at that.
Take a look at it, yeah.
Take a look at that.
You got crazy people there, like in the picture?
Yes.
Because that's Times Square.
No, this is a painting. No,
okay.
yeah. So a little bit further south of Times Square, but it's pretty cool. It's an old school building in New York City.
I took my kids there, and really the only thing they wanted to do was look at the donut shop. Go to the donut shop in the middle of Times Square. I was like, oh.
Okay.
All right,
this
Philly.
Is Philly, yeah.
You can see they got some really good snow there in the Philadelphia area.
Roadways
as well.
look good, though.
Yeah.
They did a good job. I mean, last time around, they got lambasted.
Well, look, it's the end of the season.
Right. They finally got it right.
Right. And now we'll warm things back up.
Right. So you're looking at the approach there to the bridge. That looks like it's the Ben Franklin Bridge there on the approach. So you can see the center city, Philadelphia, in the background. It's a much lower city than New York. So the Comcast Center, the two buildings of the Comcast Center, are pretty much the two tallest buildings in Center City. So that's about it. And you can see the 4 or 5 sort of taller buildings there.
But hey, that's why we live here in Florida.
Yes, yeah.
All right, let's take a break. 4:49. We'll come right back. We'll finish up with our 7-day.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, so our headline here locally is that we've got about that much of sunshine out there on the beach, so we don't have any issues. We use salt for our margaritas,
yeah, you
not
don't have
the
to shovel
roads,
sunshine.
right?
Yeah, there's that.
You know, I try not to rub it in too much because when the hurricane season comes along and people trying to buy plywood and generators and all that kind of stuff, you know, we know how it is up there.
And we're sweating
down here
like crazy and hot and humid, and we kind of pay the price a little bit over the summertime and all that.
I saw some neighbors today. It was like, it's kind of cold. I said, I would prefer this than 93 degrees and humidity. I was cleaning the car. She's like, oh, it's, you know, look, it's cold out there doing it. I said, if I was doing this in the middle of the summertime, I wouldn't do I just don't do that in the middle of the summertime. It's too hot. So soak it up, guys. That's what I'm trying to get to here. 75 is average high temperature for this time of the year. Yeah, 61 if we're lucky tomorrow. Closer to 70 by Wednesday, and then upper 70s to near 80 degrees for the rest of the week. And that includes that rain Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. All right, now the timing may change a little bit on that rain and the coverage. I think more of it's going to be east of I-75 than it's going to be along the coast, but we'll just have to wait and see. So if you have plans for Friday afternoon or even through midday on Saturday, keep checking back on the forecast. Remember, when we do in hurricanes, we have updates, you know, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
all day,
11 o'clock, 2, 5,
and
8,
we have
11.
We have our streams, you know, 11:30 in the morning, and then also, you know, 4:30 this afternoon as you're joining us now.
Yep.
So there's no shortage of updates.
Yeah, and the miles are going to change, and the timing's going to change a little bit. So I know the reason why I say this is because it's Monday, and you're making plans for Friday and Saturday. Just know that that's going to change a little bit. So kind of check back in frequently throughout the week, just so that you know what the latest look at it is going to be. I don't see any severe weather with it.
No, and in fact, unlike last weekend, it looks like it's fairly safe